Hi, nice to meet you. How are you doing? How are you doing? A popular starter for a small talk conversation. A small talk just like this between you and me right now. Lovely and lighthearted. But just imagine everybody you asked, how are you doing, would honestly tell you everything about his current situation. When I asked you some seconds ago, how are you doing? I wished for a smile, which I got. But I also secretly hoped not all of you would give me an answer. However, having a sincere interest in how others are doing is essential for having successful relationships. And relationships are essential for success. So why am I telling you this? Actually, because I want to distract you from the fact that I want to talk about something boring. Problems. Or, as a marketing copywriter like me calls it, the secret of discovering surprisingly lovable solutions. In everyday life, we as individuals and as a society, we face uncountable, urgent issues that need to be solved. But we have that one fundamental problem. We are not good at solving problems. We are talking a lot about our challenges. But I don't see enough success in these discussions. Don't get me wrong, talking is wonderful. TED talking is even more wonderful. But it's about the way how we communicate. I see a lot of complaining, frustration, anger, negativity, and unpoliteness. This doesn't help. It's not constructive to talk about each other instead of with each other. No matter what topic or branch, it's all about the people. Projects win or fail because of the people involved, how they feel and how they behave because of their feelings. Let's imagine you want to sell a product. Then it has to fit the needs of the people it's intended for. We call it target group. I know that doesn't sound very nice. It sounds like you want to shoot at somebody. But it's not about to cause any pain. It's to find out the pain points, what your target group wants, and how they want to feel, because they buy not a product, they buy an emotion. And when you even want to solve a problem of society that needs the cooperation of everyone, maybe such a tiny little problem like the global climate change, then it's getting even worse. Because people don't like changes at all. Our brains are wired that way, that we only like things that are familiar to us, and we prefer things that follow a well-known pattern. And when we anticipate that some change can bring personal setbacks or uncertainty, we often react with resistance and anger. It's normal to feel this way, because we all want to feel safe and secure. But sometimes there is no other way than to embrace the change. There are chances of changes. Let's communicate this in an inspirational and positive way, because we are all better at fighting for something than against something. To solve a problem, you have to understand it. Seems like a no-brainer, but I have seen many people find the most beautiful solutions to the wrong problems. Who of you has ever taken place, participated in a workshop like design thinking or something like this? Okay, a few. Then you probably know that the start is called emphasizing. It's about to understand the problem and the target group deeply. To achieve this, a common technique that is used is called persona. That means that you invent a person that stands for your target group. You invent everything. The color of the eyes, a name, the favorite food, the weight and the size, the name of the cat, the weight and the size of the neighbor, and the name of the neighbor's cat. And the plan is to put yourself into their shoes, or in the shoes of the neighbor's cat, I don't know. But for this, you have to leave your own perspective. And that requires a superpower. And this superpower is called empathy. Humans are not as perfect as we think. We are not acting as rationally as we think. In fact, we are acting quite irrationally. Men do and women do. But at least we are acting predictably, irrationally, as Dan Ariely calls it. And to predict these predictable actions, we need this superpower thing, this empathy, which is one of the most important future skills. And empathy is not only about understanding. It's what I call it understanding with the heart and the intuition. Or, as Saint-Exupéry says in a much more poetical way than I am in his book, The Little Prince, but the eyes are blind. One must look with the heart. Look with the heart. That's why empathy is such a tricky thing. You cannot only see, you have to perceive with all your senses. You have to understand, resonate, and anticipate. Tricky. But I've got two good news for you. The first thing, you can learn and train empathy. And the second thing, you can rely on one thing. Every person, every man, every woman, every child and every adult, every family member, every friend, every employee, every leader, every politician, all want to feel seen and loved. And even brands and products and solutions and companies want to feel seen and loved. To be visible is about what you look like. That's communication and marketing. To be lovable is about who you are. It's about your soul, the soul of your product, and the quality of your solution. My approach is to help people create lovable solutions and make them visible. And there we stand, asking the question, what is love and what can we do to be loved? Easy. Only one of the biggest questions of the universe. Almost every artist wrote about it. The Irish pop band The Course asked this question that way. What can I do to make you love me? What can I do to make you care? What can I say to make you feel this? What can I do to get you there? I'm not an expert in this love thing, but Erich Fromm was. In 1956, he wrote the book, The Art of Loving, which I highly recommend reading. But I must disappoint you, it's not a handbook like the Kama Sutra, no pictures at all. It's more written from a more poetically point of view. And Erich Fromm says that love is care, responsibility, and respect, all based on knowing each other, for which at first we need attention. And attention is crucial, because when you don't feel seen and loved, you get angry. And attention empowers people to see themselves as part of a solution. My favorite quote from the book, The Art of Loving, is, "Love is a power which produces love." It means love is not a one-way street. You have to be lovingly to yourself and to others to be lovable. Love to be loved, see to be seen, and understand to be understood. And so on. I think you got my point. And knowing this, it should be easy to create lovable solutions, because you only have to be lovingly to your target group. But can we make everything lovable? Really everything, even something like a hospital? To tell you in advance, yes, we can. And let me demonstrate this using the project I was recently involved in, a public hospital, the Süddeutsche Zeitung called The Miracle of Thuringia, and Arte called it the most innovative hospital in Germany. I think it's safe to say that you would try to avoid to go to 3 places: the cemetery, the jail, and the hospital. Maybe right in this order. And when you think of a hospital, you may think of a clean environment, you smell antiseptics, you think of untasty food, you see white walls, white furniture, white people, you think of pain and surgery, and maybe you feel sadness and even anxiety. At least it's not the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of the word lovable, even if hospital and lovable rhymes a bit. But now, imagine something absolutely crazy. A hospital that could be a place where people can get healthier as fast as possible. Crazy, a revolutionary thought. 600 years ago, the old revolutionist Paracelsus, you know, the guy with the dose and the poison, said, the highest degree of medicine is love. Mic drop. At what point did we lose track on this concept? And remembering that love is care, responsibility, and respect, the thought of creating a lovable hospital doesn't sound that strange anymore. And look, the word hospital and hospitality, it looks quite similar to me. So how to create a lovable solution? As I said, start with the people, ask the right questions. How can they feel seen and loved? And when you know how the people involved want to feel, then you can paint the whole picture, the purpose, the vision, the mission, the values, everything. Let's start emphasizing. What does a patient want? How can he feel seen and loved? To make it short, he wants to be treated well, with care and respect. And the medical workers, they want to treat well, with responsibility, and they want to see meaning in their work. Wait a minute. The one wants to be treated well, and the other one wants to treat well. What a coincidence. And when the employees and the customers are satisfied, the marketing department has only one thing to do: to communicate this satisfaction. A real miracle, a win-win-win situation, a fairy tale ending, and they lived happily ever after. But it's the purpose of this small hospital to be a lovable hospital, guests that feel best treated. And the vision that came true was to build a hospital like a hotel. Build kindness, where the patients were treated as guests, and the restaurant is serving fresh food, healthy food, and it's all surrounded by a wonderful forest, and there's even a sommelier at the restaurant. And the mission, the way to make your vision come true, is always the hardest part. As a leader, you have to convince your employees and the other stakeholders of your vision. You have to engage, fascinate, and to inspire. And sometimes you have to challenge them by getting on their nerves. And when the mission is the hardest thing, keeping up with your own values with kindness and empathy is even harder. Whenever someone praised our innovation, I told them, no, we haven't reached the goal. Our train hasn't arrived yet. We are only 1 or 2 stations ahead of others. I have 3 main takeaways for you from this example. If you can make a hospital lovable, you can make almost everything lovable. Purpose is about how people want to feel, and the people at the core of these feelings are the company's most significant power. And when you don't treat these people that support your vision with appreciation, your mission will fail in the end. Words are powerful. Calling patients guests and your co-workers favorite colleagues is a game changer. Lovable solutions need lovable communication to the inside and lovable marketing to the outside of a company, even and especially if it's a hospital. And now I want to leave you alone with my bonus conclusion about expectations and kindness. Whenever something is better than we expected, it makes us happy. And there is an egoistic benefit in being nice. You won't get paid for it in the first place, but it will always fire back at you. The US Governor Bob Kerrey said, "Unexpected kindness is the most powerful, least costly, and most underrated agent of human change. Kindness that catches us by surprise brings out the best in our natures." I don't know what you think about it, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to live in a world where kindness is unexpected. So please do me a favor. Expect and do the unexpected. Break your own human surface with kindness. Create lovable solutions and be an ambassador of empathy. Empathy is attention and attention is love. And maybe next time, instead of asking, "How are you doing?" kindly ask, "How are you feeling?" And I promise you, the answer will be more than a smile.